Do you want to talk about being vegan curious and where you are on your journey?
Yes, that would be a great topic.
That'd be cool, right?
You know what's so interesting. So I'm on, what am I on? I think it's been 7 days. Has it been
Wow.
about 7 days that since we went down this path? Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
8 days because my doctor, I had that appointment with the functional medicine doctor.
Mhm.
And right when we were all talking offline about these wonderful things that you're helping people do, my doctor was telling me that my body was not happy and I
Mm.
needed to shift and make some changes. And one of the main things they said was very focused on natural, like whole foods, at least half your plate, fruits and vegetables. And I also learned that I was very inflamed
Mm.
and I was very highly allergic to dairy. Isn't that interesting? That I am 51 years old and I've never known that I was allergic to dairy.
Mm. Yeah.
I think it's interesting in a lot of ways because, first of all, I've never been to a functional medicine doctor. And they had me do this whole like battery of tests. And I was asking them when I was doing this, so does insurance cover this? And they said, oh, absolutely. And and I asked them, why don't all doctors do this?
Mm. Yeah.
And
Good
their
question.
response was, I wish they did.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And with the work I've been doing and the summit I did, the more I'm learning is that nutrition is not really part of what you learn in med school. Like that's not really focused on that. You may even just
Right.
get just a couple of hours of nutrition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping to change that though. I'm hoping we can. I know there's a lot of people
You are
working on that.
changing that. You've already changed my life.
Oh, you changed my life too.
We get to change people's lives, and we should share with our friends how we also ironically the timing of things and how God just works in such beautifully mysterious ways.
Mm.
Because while I was on this path with my functional medicine doctor and my buddy in my group with Kristine, my father was also in Alaska on a totally like his own path, and
Mm.
yet we like came together, and it's just so interesting how when you manifest certain behaviors and just putting out new information and knowledge into the universe,
Mm.
the people that we know and love and trust are going through the same journeys, and yet
Mm.
why don't we talk about these things? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what was the book that your dad had read?
Oh, I'm gonna say I'll find it. Daddy, so for those that don't know, my dad is a relatively new widow. We lost my mom a couple of years ago, and I got to go visit him in Alaska, and we went on a little getaway. And he picked up, the hotels that have the little check out your book, kind of leave a book and check one out.
Yeah, yeah.
And he picked up this book, Eat to Live by Joel Furman. This is the
Ah,
this is the
super
book. Have you read
cool.
that one?
I have not, but I've heard really good things.
And and completely separately, 10 days later, he had been eating a plant-based diet for 10 days after I left him. And when I was home, I was making lots of good salads and, different just things that he hasn't been doing for himself, right? So he was kind of already like loving the taste of veggies again and
Mm.
different things. And so this just happened to fall in his lap, and he had been doing it for 10 days when I told him about my doctor's appointment last week. And he'd lost 10 pounds and was feeling fabulous, right? And he wasn't intending to lose weight. He just wanted to feel good.
Yeah.
Daddy's like 79, almost 80,
Mm. Yeah.
just so cool how it works, isn't it?
I, yeah, I mean, I'm just like floored by it all. I just love it. somebody is obviously watching it, looking out for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, and I will say I've had some resistance too, because I'm married to a total meat eater. But we figure if things are becoming more figure outable as we go on, and he's become more supportive of me as time goes on, because he loves me and he wants me to be healthy.
Yeah.
And so if my body doesn't love, like, for example, it wasn't this particular test, but I have been told before that my body doesn't love chicken. For example, if I was going to eat meat, I should have like fish and shell, like seafood. So, but I really hadn't taken it seriously, I guess, before I started to understand. What I love about what you're doing, Kristine, is you are really informing the masses through education, which as an educator, I love that approach. Sorry, my dog is like going crazy right now.
Okay. I'm surprised my dog is not responding. He's snoozing away.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a really, there's no accidents of why we were put in this beautiful group together, this container, right?
Yeah.
We definitely source each other.
Oh, no. Yeah, now he's up. And I love that too, because it does make me realize, or I want to comment on, like, there's so many reasons to go vegan, and I love that you're doing it for health reasons. That's how we started too. Yeah, because of my son.
Yeah. Oh, baby. To tell them to go. Mama's not available.
They need a parent.
I'm not available. I'm not a meeting.
Take like 5 minutes.
Oh, sweetheart, I am.
What am I supposed to say then?
Say we're not available. I did not have an appointment scheduled. We get to teach our kids how to use their voice too.
Yeah.
Some telemarketer came to my door, and I didn't have an appointment scheduled, but she said they need a parent.
Oh, yeah, that's a smart way to get your foot in the door, right?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Interesting. I just love doing this live with you. Everything is fun is happening. There's dogs and people and life.
Exactly. So what else, my dear? What do we want to chat about?
Yeah, what else we want to? So you were saying, like, what happens when you go out to a restaurant now and you want to eat whole foods, plant-based or plant-based vegan, and your husband doesn't? So what do you do?
Well, it actually works to his benefit, because he doesn't like to share. And I'm always the one that's like, hey babe, should we get a couple things and then we can just mix and match, and so it actually works out brilliantly for him, because he doesn't even have to talk to me about sharing any of our meals. But what's interesting is I'm noticing he's starting to eat differently as well. He ordered a salad at lunch today. He never does that,
That's
so, I mean, he is a meat and potatoes guy from England. Like, seems like that's all they serve there in England is meat and potatoes or something. So he's starting to shift too. It's good.
I had some really interesting food in England, and actually like the best Indian food I've ever had.
They have amazing Indian food.
Yeah.
And a lot of Indian families are vegetarian.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
depends on the region of India that you're from.
Yeah. And they talk a lot about that in the documentary Forks Over Knives, that was it was a China study, just how the population that are eating mainly plant-based, and maybe there's a tiny bit of meat, but not really, are thriving. But as soon as they get in contact with like the Western world, like McDonald's.
Well, just like the Asian populations in general, regardless of which part of the Asian continent, I have I've worked with a large population of Indian folks from India originally through my career, and they just have a beautiful, first of all, way of eating that's different than America. Because I feel like America is so about just like, it's a cattle call. It's just get in there, forget about, it's how many people can we churn through. I've felt the same way traveling through many parts of Europe and thinking about the difference in the way they eat compared to the way we eat.
Yeah.
And traveling with my in-laws, we go all across Europe in many different countries, and it's a beautiful experience. It's an opportunity to break bread and commune with others, and yet it's a forgotten blessing in America, I feel like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you're touching upon something else too, just the importance of food, and that how big it is in our traditions, in our community. It just has so many layers to food. It's not just what we put in our bodies to to actually to the body's work. It is so many more levels to it.
Someone just came to visit us. Hello. We have all sorts of children coming.
Hello. And I don't know if
this is Dunkers.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you.
Well, and let's even just talk about, if we can, let's talk about the fiscal opportunity to create, new wealth in our lives. As a wealth educator, I think about where can we, change the pocketbook in American families. And oh my goodness, think about myself included, just like me, have, the families have 42 sports that are going on, or activities or programs that their kids are in, and how easy it is to just pop by the fast food and feed our children and ourselves garbage, and also have it cost a lot of money. Where 90% of families are living paycheck to paycheck, and yet we're literally spending money on garbage.
Yeah, I hear
that resonate? Is that
yeah, oh for sure. And that's what I mean, for me, like where I'm coming from, eating vegan and eating plant-based like checks all the boxes. And one of the other, I mean, the environment is for animals, is for our health, and also for our pocketbooks for sure. Like maybe not if you go out and eat, like buy all the vegan alternatives, and there you can even go to Burger King now and get like a vegan Whopper. But like beans, rice, lentils, vegetables, all that is a lot cheaper than buying meat. So it really is a way that you can save money too.
Well, and there's so many wonderful outlets. Like there's in our area, there's grocery outlets, there's that places that, Trader Joe's for certain things has wonderful organic and vegan options, but there's just as many. Some people think Trader Joe's, I don't have the budget for that. But there's options in every area you live in that you can get great options and eat organically and get wonderful vegetarian and vegan options.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I don't know if you have Aldi locally, but Aldi's been a really...
I've heard of that one. They don't have it local. They have it in LA, but they don't have it in Orange County. But yeah, absolutely.
And we also go to Costco a lot, where you can get a lot of organic produce. And
we love Costco. We do certain things at Costco, but not everything. Now that there's 3 of us, instead my 2 boys are older and kind of gone from the house, so we don't feed as many now as we used to.
I get that. Oh, this is so fun. I love how chaotic this is, because I have my boy has a friend over too, and I can hear them in the background like yelling, but happy yells, like playing video games, and the dog's trying to get out, and it's I feel like I have 2 brains sometimes. Like I have my mommy brain, and then sometimes I'm kind of like I can actually focus. I feel right now I'm very torn. So I will,
I know.
Like watch this back and I'll be like, you didn't really make any sense. Like you're going like the conversation is like this.
But you know what? The right person is going to get it, right? The right person is going to be like, their life is just as messed up
Just
as
like me.
mine is.
We're just holding up the
Exactly.
mirror.
Exactly. Well, we're talking to, there's a promoter, a social promoter and what's your analyzer and
Analyzer and controller.
controller. Exactly. I think we're doing pretty good, hon. I think we're doing pretty good.
Oh my goodness. At least we're having fun. That's what life is all about.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my
What
goodness.
else? Should we
What else?
wrap then? Are we done? Or should we keep going?
Does anybody have any questions? Can you answer questions?
I don't know if we
How
have
does
anyone
this
live.
thing
That's
work?
the only thing about we're so funny. I love it so much. Well, I think we've done great. And
Every day good.
I want to tell you, for anyone that's vegan curious like me, you need to connect with my girl Kristine, because she will just show you the way. You're so knowledgeable. First of all, you are so, like, I guess the word that I would describe for you is just an abundant, generous nature, just natural teacher.
Aw,
And
thank
you make things feel very safe too, because I think it can be kind of, you said something in one of your interviews that struck me, which was, it's important to find a community whenever you're creating change in your life.
Yeah.
And so whether it's vegan curious or wealth building in my world, or whatever that looks like, you need to find a tribe of what I would consider uncommon thinkers. Because I think the common thinkers just go with whatever everybody else is doing. That's easy. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Doesn't mean it's like, right?
Yeah.
But why is our world so obese? Why is our world, in my world, so financially just broken? We have a lot of lives to change, Kristine, in our different buckets that we play in, don't we?
I hear that. And why is it so okay to be, why is our society so sick as a whole? And why do we want just going in to get the pill or whatever to make us feel better instead of looking at the whole big picture? Yeah, lots.
I have a very strong opinion about why that is. It's called approval addiction. We are all so caught up in what other people think and keeping up with the Joneses and not being different. God forbid you march to your own drum. Like, that's really, even though this country was built on entrepreneurship and thinking differently and outside the box, we've all become a bunch of robots. Myself, just like me. I'm speaking from a position of just like me a couple years ago. You know? So I think if you ask yourself, and I've already asked myself in my vegan journey, how often do I make a decision about something in my life based on what other people think?
Don't want to rock the boat too, right?
Right.
Don't want to make a
God forbid you're different or you're right. Yeah. There's an awesome book that I have. It's called 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. And it talks about being an uncommon thinker and marching to your own drum. And I want to encourage anyone that's listening to this to get that book.
I love it. That's beautiful. Yeah, let's be different. Let's be curious.
Let's be different.
Yeah, let's start asking some questions and just make this life count.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
I love it.
I love you.
I'm
so glad I got to join you.
Me too. How do we end this thing? Do I have to push some buttons?
Yes. So go in your upper left-hand corner and say end live Facebook. Bye, friends. See you later.
Goodbye. Oh, stop. Stop live stream. Okay.
There we are.
And then I
Yay,
did
we did it.